Ms. Jordan started the Stark Social Workers Network about, I'd say, 18 to 20 years ago. She was really concerned about some of the needs of the poorest of the poor and the neediest of the needy were not getting services that they wanted from traditional sources. So she was able to break down some of these barriers and to provide some services. They weren't the best of the best, but it did satisfy the people who needed these services. And so that's what Stark Social Services is all about.
In most businesses, you have to be successful 100% of the time. But in social work, there's so many failures. You have so many imponderables, you have so many factors you can't control when you're working with people. And Beverly never gives up. In my view, she's the voice of the voiceless in Canton.
One of the stories that rings in my mind is when she got a call. Someone said that there were 3 children foraging in a dumpster looking for food, and they come every day and they're digging in this dumpster looking for food. And sure enough, when she got there, they were there, and she got the children taken to first she took them to get something to eat. Then she took them to the hospital to have them checked out to make sure. Then she talked to them about their parents and why they were there, and they did explain, and these kids were put into some foster care. Now, if you fast forward to about 10, 15 years or 10, 12 years later, Bev was at the courthouse and she's getting on the elevator, and this policeman there smiles at her and she nods at him, and finally he says to her, "You don't remember me," he said, "but I was one of those children that was foraging for food out of a dumpster." And he says, "And I want you to know now that I am a policeman and my sister is a nurse." The younger sister, who was 8 years old at the time, is really trying to get her life together. But we want to thank you for what you did to help us, because we didn't know where to turn and or how to get services, but you helped us get those services.
I first met her in 2003 when I was assessing the flood damage on the northeast side of Canton. And lo and behold, there was Bev Jordan going door to door, asking each and every resident if they needed help from her agency. You know, we talk about outreach, that's the epitome of outreach. I can think of no one who's more passionate, hardworking for this community. She is a true community leader.
She understands the community and finds ways to help.
I feel that Beverly Jordan always looked beyond the faults of the individual or the situation, and she saw the need and she did something about it. Beverly Jordan has done some things in this community that no other agency, no church or organization could do.
I guess more than anything else is her ability not to give up, to believe in what she's doing, to take defeat and come back the next day and try just as hard as she did the day before.
Bev Jordan really cares about the people that her agency serves, and she's willing to roll up her sleeves and go out and do whatever it takes to help. She's an asset to our community, and I think very deserving of this prestigious award.